Hey soul family, welcome back to the channel. This is the White Feather Tarot, and in today's reading we are doing your higher self's advice on your current situation. And to do this reading we will be picking out 3 piles together. I see 1, 2, and 3. Let's find out what they are together. So for pile number 1, you have listen. Let me adjust that. For pile number 2, we have my home is my castle. And for pile number 3, we have a long way home. If you like to pick with crystals, let me add these right now. There we go. So for pile number 1, we have the Dalmation point. For pile number 2, we have the Rose Quartz point. And for pile number 3, we have the White Howlite point. So take a look at which one of these 3 piles or 3 crystals you're the most drawn to, and that is probably the pile for you here today. As you always ask me, what if you're drawn to several piles? That's why I always mention it. What if you're drawn to all of them? And what if you're just drawn to one? All of these scenarios are okay, because what you're drawn to is what your intuition is calling for you to see. There is a message there for you. So whether it's one, several, or all, always trust your intuition, because your intuition, as you know, will always guide you to the right readings. And as usual, you'll find the timestamps down in the description box. Click on your times and I'll see you in your readings. Hey soul family, this is the shuffling and the card picking process. I always leave this section because I believe that I like to involve you in this very magical part of the reading, where we prepare the energies of your reading together. And as I said, I really truly believe it's important to have you there. I kind of feel it makes for an even more intimate, private reading for you, as you get your energy involved in the preparation process, which is a very sacred part of the tarot reading. All right, let me introduce the cards to you before we begin. On the left are the oracle decks that I will be using for this reading, and on the right are the tarot decks that we will be using. All right, so first things first, let's pick up your oracle cards and shuffle with intention. So we kindly want to know, please, what are their higher selves' advice on their current situation? I feel that we're ready. So 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Wonderful. Let's pick out our next oracle deck and shuffle with intention. I feel this one came out. 2 and 3. There we go. Okay. Last oracle deck, and again, let's shuffle with intention. I feel these are ready. Wow. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now on to our tarot decks. We will be taking 2 decks out of each of the tarot decks that we use for each pile. So, may we kindly get more information, please, about their higher selves' advice on their current situation, please. Thank you. So 1, 1, and 1, 2, 2, and 2. Right. Now let's take out our next oracle deck and again shuffle with intention. Can we kindly get more information, please, on their higher selves' advice with regards to their current situation, please? Thank you. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. All right, next deck. Can we kindly get more information, please? Thank you. On their higher selves' advice on their current situation. Thank you. All right, last but not least, our last deck. Can we kindly get more information, please, with regards to their higher selves' advice on their current situation? Thank you. So 2, 2, and 2. There we go. Let's now put the piles neatly together. Let's pick up the first pile. There we go. I wonder what these hold. So that's the first pile with the Dalmation jasper. Oop, there we go. Pile number 2. Is now ready with the Roze Quartz. Ooh. And pile number 3. Is now ready with the white Howlite. There we go. Looks like a nice milkshake together. Now the 3 piles are ready. Thank you for tuning in this magical process. Always love having you around. And let's get into your reading. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful Dalmation jasper point as well as the card. Listen, it's quite intriguing for this card to come up. Let's find out more together. So as usual, we'll be taking a look at your oracle cards first. So you have this oracle card. This is what it looks like. Let me adjust that. There we go. That's what your oracle card looks like. All right. You also have Heart of the Matter. Align life's pathways through the heart. Interesting. Okay. And you have the Sun in Pisces with Vision. It's really interesting how you have Listen and Vision and Heart. I'm seeing your higher self kind of saying there's something that you're not noticing, you're not seeing with your eyes, and you're not hearing it with your heart, not seeing it with your heart, and not listening to it. No, you're not listening to it, you're not seeing it, and you're not feeling it, is what I want to say. All right, so let's take a look at the rest of your cards. You have the Three of Swords. The Two of Swords. The Eight of Swords. I can see. You have the Queen of Wands. The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a victory card. You have the Queen of Wands again. So Queen of Wands and Queen of Wands centered by victory. What strong power is that? Let's keep these together and see what you have here. Wow, you have the Six of Wands again. And you have the Page of Wands with playfulness. So we can see a transition here in your reading from the suit of swords to the suit of wands, from mental noise to strength, success, and happiness. And perhaps this is what your higher self is trying to make you see, hear, and feel. Pile number one. I see your higher self telling you that if you were to look at yourself from a higher perspective, as they can see you, if you were to look at yourself from a higher perspective, you would see, pile number one, that it's not all gloomy as your mind may sometimes make you see it as it is. That there are so many blessings around you, but you're not seeing the amazing things, because sometimes you may focus on worries. The Three of Wands are worries that may not even be there. Self-inflicted worries. Self-inflicted pain, where maybe you feel stuck. Again, the Eight of Swords is kind of similar in energy, where one might feel stuck, but are they really? It's kind of an illusion of being stuck. Their minds, the mind playing games on us, making us think that we're stuck, that something bad might happen, that we're in an unfavorable position. And with all these thoughts, You have the Two of Swords centering it, causing confusion. You're not sure what to do. And I see your higher self telling you, yes, of course, it's not perfect. But if you were to look at your life from a totally different perspective, you have the Queen of Wands twice and the Six of Wands twice. What a reading. Along with the Page of Wands. We see your higher self telling you that overall, if you were to look from a higher perspective, you will be able to see that is not as bad at all as your mind inflames it. Are there bad things? Definitely. But is it the perspective? Is it as bad as your mind is showing it to you? And I see your higher self telling you, from my perspective and even from your perspective, looking at everything as a whole, you would see that you can do great in your situation and prosper and succeed. You have the Queen of Wands twice and the Six of Wands. There is great success to come. There is great strength and confidence and vibrance to be built simply by changing the way you speak to yourself, how you see the situation, and how you feel about it. Pile number 1. And that is your biggest advice from your higher self. A simple shift in perspective in how you feel. Can you take control of how you feel? Absolutely. Yes, you can. In your situation, from your higher self's perspective, pile number 1, I do see that your higher self is telling you to be loyal to yourself, because why choose this energy when you can be happy, confident, and strong, as well as successful, playful, and enjoying your life? How to do that? By changing the way you see things, to look at the amazing things, to focus on gratitude, to focus on your happiness, to focus on the marvelous things and make use of them, to push away thoughts that are inflicting pain, to push away any thoughts that are hindering you from moving from your place, and to replace them with ideas that make you stronger, that give you power, that make you feel grounded, and that push you towards your success and the happiness that you want to create. Pile number 1. So truly, in your pile, all we can see is a change in perspective, the change in the way you speak to yourself, a change to the way you see your situation, and a change to the way you feel. Meaning, yes, you can recognize that you might not be feeling all right, but don't play it over, because then it turns into a victim mindset or a victim cycle. So instead, acknowledge that you feel a certain way, accept it, and calmly push it out. Calmly push it out and say, no more. I choose to be happy. I choose to do something about it. I acknowledge it, but I choose to be happy. And I choose to do something about it, to vibrate with gratitude and to vibrate with strength, and to look at what I can do more often than to look at what I can't. Pile number 1. We see with this specific Queen of Wands, 2 breasts on one side and one side without any breasts at all. And I kind of feel like for a long time you've been standing strong, and now it's time to nurture yourself, to give love to yourself. Again, nurture yourself with the Queen of Wands here, to speak to yourself with encouragement, with kindness, with love, the way a mother would encourage their children with sweet love to say, it's okay. I do see what's going on, but we are going to rock. We are going to do great. Let's see together, you and me, what we're going to do about this, how we're going to handle this, what is in our hands now that we can do that can make our situation better. Let's take a look at that together. Is there something that we can take a step towards and be successful? Because it's definitely shown with strength in your reading. 2 Queen of Wands and 2 Six of Wands. Unbelievable. Your future is looking more than bright. It's with all these wands, it's so illuminated. It would hurt our eyes looking at it. Metaphorically, of course. So your future is looking super bright, and it's time to look towards that and to speak to yourself in that language, because that is who you are pretty soon. Pile number 1. Warm your heart with that and let the past be in the past. All right, so now I'm going to take your tarot cards and get specific advice from your higher self on how to do just that. Thank you. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so pile number 1, you have the Rebel with the Emperor, such strong energy. Okay. You have the 3 of Pentacles with guidance, lovely. Wow, you have the Page of Cups with understanding. I don't want to hide your beautiful cards here. Let's keep them here. And you have, whoa, the Death card with transformation. So we can clearly see your spirit guides here telling you that it's something that you can totally take over. All you need to do is present strength. It might not be comfortable in the beginning, but do it anyway. Free yourself from these chains. Break them by standing strong and refusing that type of energy, refusing these thoughts, refusing to look at it in any other way than this empowered Queen of Wands way of encouraging yourself to move forward towards your success. This way, you free yourself, pile number 1, from this imprisonment that is self-inflicted, it's not real. And you create the transformation into this type of energy. Do you see where it's falling? Right in this square, in the transformation of who you're supposed to become and the life that you're supposed to live. And always remember, with the 3 of Pentacles in this specific card, it's reminding you that you are not alone. You may feel and think that you are alone, pile number 1. Perhaps this is why we saw a lack of breast on this side. But remember, your spirit guides are telling you that they are always there. You were never and will never be alone. You have guidance, you have help. It looks to you that you are not alone, but your spirit guides are there with you every step of the way, helping you. And I see your higher self telling you to step into that power, to free yourself, to remember that your spirit guides have the same message to you, to remember that they are there for you, and through that, with your higher self's advice and your spirit guides' help, and most importantly, you stepping into that energy right now is what will take you to this bright future of yours, pile number 1. So pile number 1, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I do hope you heed the call. Really, from my heart to yours, may you always be blessed. This was your reading, and pile number 1, if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. Pile number 1, you may need it or want to use it in your journey. It's small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it, but it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, you'll find a link to this ebook, and now there's an audiobook, by the way, down in the description box. And pile number 1, it was such a pleasure. I have so much respect for you, and I know you're going to be all this Queen of Wands energy very soon, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the beautiful rose quartz, as well as this very interesting card. My home is my castle. I don't like reading cards right at the beginning of a reading, but I'm very inclined intuitively to tell you that you have been through many lifetimes. You carry on your shoulders a lot of past experiences that are making you that make you the strong person that you are today, strong, solid person that you are today. You have one more life lesson to go through, and I see that your higher self is highly focused on this today. It pertains to the current situation that you're in, and let's find out more about it. Pile number 2. So let's take a look at your oracle cards first. So this is what your oracle card looks like. I feel like with rabbits, rabbits are a symbol of fortune, great fortune. And I see your higher self telling you that in this lifetime that we've just discussed here, you will be supported by a lot of fortune. So look forward to that. You may already be living that, and that's a confirmation to your reading, or you may be now stepping into that. Especially with 1/6, that's the 1st of June. This is this month. Maybe you're about to step into great fortune that will be helping you out with your current situation and with this specific spiritual lesson that you're learning in this lifetime. Especially that you have my home is my castle. So you're meant to live a comfortable life. Perhaps this is something that is happening to you soon or is already happening. But let's find out more about your current situation. Pile number 1. You have balanced life. Love seeks your well-being. What a beautiful card. Let's see. Pile number 2. You have Venus in Capricorn with convention. Okay. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. So, you have the 7 of Wands, the 5 of Wands, you have the 9 of Cups, literally saying a wish coming true. Do you hold a certain wish in your heart? Pile number 2. Do you hold a certain wish in your heart? You have the Page of Pentacles. You have the Hierophant. You have Strength. in this card, their places are changed, like the old tarot, where justice is 8 and strength is 11. So we'll keep that into consideration in this deck. I don't know why in this specific deck I like to use them interchangeably. I feel like both of them, the strength card and the justice card, kind of give off both energies, and that's why I consider both. You have the Ace of Wands with the source, the colors, my goodness. You're nearly done with your mission, pile number 2. You're highly connected to the universe and to source. I told you have so many past lives over your shoulders, and there's one left. In this life, you're getting a lot of fortune and you're having your dreams coming true. But you have a spiritual lesson to learn. And you have the Queen of Cups with receptivity. Oh my. Where do we begin with this reading? I see your higher self telling you, pile number 2, don't be stuck on a certain idea of a way of doing something. Don't be stuck on a certain way of doing something, because even though it relieves you from facing many challenges and having to go through things that you don't want to do, it is at the same time making you stand on a fragile ground. And so if your question of, well, if not that, then what can I do? Your higher self is telling you, you have so many tools and so many ways of doing things, and you keep looking at just one way that is working. And you may not be giving yourself the space to quietly think of other tools that you have that can help you alleviate this stress that you have in another way. There's so much that you can learn by looking at things from a different perspective, by looking at different ways in which you can do things. And if you catch yourself saying, no, there isn't another way. This is what I have to do. There isn't another way. Then this reading is definitely for you. Because what I see here is that your higher self is telling you, you are wrong if you think that there is only one way to do things. You are so blessed in this life. You're all about receiving. You're all about creating new beginnings. You're all about doing many great things. It doesn't mean that you have to stop one thing altogether and only create another. But it's about exploration, taking a look at how else you can do something. And the water puts out the fire. It's in your hands. Maybe through your exploration, you can find other ways of doing something which will open up your third eye. And only then will it be safe for you to put out the fire in one area and illuminate it in another. Pile number 2. And that's one of your greatest learning lessons in this lifetime. Not to hold on to something and be too worried about it, but to realize that you can create many, many different outlets and not be stuck on one fragile ground of doing one thing and just feeling that it's the only way. Letting it eat you up sometimes on the inside and the outside. Explore your options is what your higher self is telling you. Look at the different tools that you have. Look at the different things that you can do. You will surely realize that it's not true, that it's an illusion. There isn't only one way of doing something, but several, but many. In fact, it could be endless in your lifetime. This way, your life is not so fragile anymore, depending on one thing or one person or one project or one thing or the other. But many, you're here to discover that you're never stuck. Pile number 2. One of your last lessons is to be free, to feel balanced. And to feel balanced is not to depend on one thing or the other, but to know that you'll always be okay. That if it's all taken away, you can bring it all back. That is the power that you're learning in your lifetime. Pile number 2. You're making all of your dreams come true. You're creating a lot of fortune. And it's there to assist you, to prove it to you. As you create success in every different fields of your life over and over, you're here to learn that there is never just one way, one thing, or one person. That there's always something, that you are not stuck or at the mercy of anything or anyone but yourself. Pile number 2. What a highly elevated reading. You know, there's so much wisdom coming from your higher self, pile number 2. And I will take out your tarot cards and get more information on how you can apply this advice. So can we kindly get more information, please, on how pile number 2 can apply this advice, please? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I must say, one of the most amazing readings that I've done. Pile number 2. I'm learning through your reading so much. So let's see what your higher self has to say here. Wow. You have the 6 of Wands, the dream. Simple yet brilliant. You have the 10 of Cups with harmony. Wow. You have the Strength card, this time as courage, sitting right on top of the Strength card here, where one was flimsy and the other one's coming out of a rock. Life is created out of nothing. You have the 2 of Pentacles with moment to moment. This reminds me of the Tanzanian proverb. I will tell you about it now. And you have the 8 of Swords with guilt. So, pile number 2. I see your higher self telling you that it's really quite simple. What you need to do to begin this journey and to open up your mind is to simply decide what you want. What are you dreaming of? How would you want it to work, and how would it make you happy? That first. And from that mindset, think of all the ways in which you can make this succeed for yourself. Whenever you want something, pile number 2, think from that mindset, not with the old mindset of no, it's not going to work any other way. It's not true. If you look back in retrospect with the life that I'm seeing here, over and over again, you have overcame challenging situations. You have done miracles in your life. And now is a new one. Until this concept is solid in your mind, you'll keep being challenged with it. And so all simply remember pile number 2, that it's all about not limiting your mind, but to have a thought. What if it can be done in another way, where I'm happy and feeling this way? From there, what can I do to make this dream happen? From this mindset, pile number 2, you take it moment to moment. The Tanzanian proverb says, little by little, a little becomes a lot. So here we see, to alleviate your stress, you take little steps every day, little by little, until all these little steps become a lot. They become significant, and as usual, my dear pile number 2, they make your dreams come true. And from there, you will have attained eternal balance, connecting to source, and you would have truly finished your mission. Pile number 2, it was such an honor meeting you in this lifetime. Thank you for trusting in my reading. It was such an honor and a pleasure doing this reading for you. I wish I can meet you one day. This was your reading, pile number 2, and if you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell, and please don't forget to check out my productivity book, pile number 2. This may really help you in your journey. This book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. It won't waste your time, but really it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, pile number 2, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. And now there's also an audiobook to it if you like. And pile number 2, it was such a pleasure doing this reading for you. Thank you for sharing your higher wisdoms, your higher self's wisdom with me. I truly enjoyed it and learned a lot from you. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You have chosen the white Howlite point as well as a long way home. Let's see, pile number 3, what this is all about. This air balloon that is anchored. A long way home. Let's see. We'll put this here. And we'll be taking a look at your oracle cards first. So this is what your first oracle card looks like. All right. How about we put it down there so we have space? And we take this and put it right there. There we go. You also have ending a trauma, transform memories and symptoms. What a beautiful card. Okay. So right away, I'm getting the idea with a long way home is that, my dear pile number 3, have you been through a long journey? A journey of real pain. Now we can understand. A journey of real pain where you're now ending a certain vicious cycle along with the pain that came with it. And I see your higher self advising you to transform these memories and to transform these symptoms that you've had because of all of these pains into something big. Let's see what your higher self is talking about when it comes to that. Pile number 3. You have Mercury in Sagittarius with discovery. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot cards. So you have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. You have the Death card. Yeah, it's quite clear. Ace of Pentacles and Death. I see. You also have the King of Swords. You have the Nine of Swords. The Seven of Wands. The Ten of Cups. Right under the Death card. And you have the Knight of Pentacles with slowing down. And last but not least, you have a rebirth with the Ten of Swords. Such a strong Ten of Swords. Okay, so we can clearly see pile number 3, your higher self asking you and advising you to make a new beginning with yourself, to let the old be in the past and to look forward to a new future. I see your higher self advising you not to beat yourself up about everything that happened, about what went wrong or what you could have done. I see your higher self advising you not to stress out and to relive the past, but rather to start anew, because there's a strong new beginning for you, pile number 3. And in order to be able to do that, I see your higher self advising you to heal slowly. But for this healing to work well and to let the past in the past, your strongest advice centering your reading is the King of Swords. To take complete command of your thoughts. To hold your thoughts in your hands. How is that? Is that possible? I always mention a neuroscientist when it comes to that. Whenever tarot is referring to that, I like to quote her. And the reason I like to quote her is because I don't want to speak with my own name on mental health. I like to quote a neuroscientist who has done research on that. And the neuroscientist I'm talking about is Dr. Caroline Leaf. I'll leave her book down in the description box. By the way, I only mention her book because I really believe in her. She's healed so many people. I've recommended her book thousands of times. It works like magic. This is a neuroscientist who has done research labs with other neuroscientists for 20 years. You can read her book. She's put in the summary of how to heal yourself on your own. And she says that you have complete command of how you feel. You can take charge of that. And it's a matter of habit that you can even create in a few weeks. And here we can clearly see it. To quiet your mind from stress, from beating yourself up, from reliving memories of pain. or trauma, and to transform that, as it literally says, slowly but surely, but into a new beginning for yourself. With Mercury in Sagittarius, I see Mercury is all about communication. So this will allow you, quieting your mind and taking command of your mind, will allow you the space to discover newer ways of thinking, newer ideas of what you can do in your life, and will give you the space to grow and to become the strong person that you are meant to be, stronger than you always were. And by practicing these thoughts, whenever you get thoughts that put you in stress, as the Nine of Swords suggests, or make you relive the trauma, as your Seven of Wands suggests, I see your cards clearly suggesting to calm your mind down at this point. Acknowledge it, but calm it down. Take command of it and say, no, that's enough. I'm not taking these thoughts any longer. It's my time to slowly heal, transform, and to start anew. That's enough. And through this process, pile number 3, you take command of your mind, you take command of your emotional well-being, and you transform them into a rebirth, and you, slowly but surely. And what do you have as a result? Right under the Death card, the 10 of Cups. You go from sadness and pain to ultimate happiness. The 10s are excess of an energy, excess of an element, and the 10 of Cups is excess happiness. You living the life that you want to live. Pile number 3. And that is what I see your higher self advising you to do. Pile number 3. Slowly but surely. And slow doesn't mean years. It could really mean weeks. But slowly means to take it step by step, to try again the next day. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't, and it's okay. And the more you do it, and the more you train it, the more you become a king of swords. You take command of your mind, making sure that nothing affects you as it used to. And from there, you heal your mind. You heal, as your higher self suggests, the traumas, the sadness, and the pain. And you start anew, fresh, living happiness. Pile number 3. I'm going to take your tarot cards and get more information on how you can apply that in details. But I do see something. I do see with Mercury in Sagittarius, your higher self telling you that before you apply physical solutions, like perhaps moving from one place to another, or getting help one way or the other, whatever physical solution on the outside that you need to do, yes, of course, pursue that, whether this works or not. The most important and integral thing to do is to heal from the inside first. That does not mean that if you have a solution not to pursue it. Definitely not. Of course, do that. But I see your higher self saying it's all about what you do inside first, as within, as without. So let's take a look at your cards and get more advice on how you can apply that. Pile number 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so you have as a similar advice, the 2 of Pentacles. Whoa, amazing. The 2 of Pentacles, along with the specific Hierophant of no thingness. That's a Sanskrit word, a translation of a Sanskrit word called shunyata. Is really significant. We'll talk about that in 1 second. And you have the 3 of Cups. Wow, this is an extra card in this deck with the Master. The Ace of Cups. Wow, strong cards. And you have the most important card of them all, the 5 of Cups with clinging to the past. So pile number 3, what I'm seeing here, shunyata, is how the world or the universe was created. From nothing, everything that we know today has been created and is expanding from nothing. If you go deep into mythology, you'll learn how nothing was initially 3 layers, but we're not going to get into that today. My point is that you may think that there's nothing that could be done at the moment, but it's not true. Everything was created from nothing. And your higher self is telling you that even your mental state and everything around you, whether you think they're going to work today or not, that's not the idea. The idea all begins within you, knowing that it may look dark sometimes, it may look impossible, but that's not reality. And that's not how the universe was created. Sometimes, and maybe even all the time, out of nothing, everything is created. And I see your higher self telling you to take it step by step, 1 step at a time. As you take each step, you'll see light right a couple of meters in front of you. And then you take another step and you see a couple of meters ahead. You don't always need to see the whole picture. Sometimes in the darkness, all what one needs to do is to just take a step. You know this quote that says, dream big, but start small. Most importantly, just start. The magic all starts with just beginning. Pile number 3. And clearly here we can see that with taking these tiny steps, as your higher self is advising, will do everything later on. You will thank yourself for taking this integral step. In fact, this 1 step forward means everything to the creation of your whole life. You know how when Neil Armstrong stepped onto the moon and said, it's one small step for a man, 1 giant leap for mankind. And so it might look like a small step to look forward, but it's everything, because it's no longer thinking backwards and reliving the pain. 1 small step forward is everything towards your future. And these little steps that you take every day that heal you will be creating happiness, the beginning of love and happiness in your life, where you're no longer reliving the past, but instead have mastered your biggest life lesson. And my dear pile number 3, that was your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. And pile number 3, I'm rooting for you. I believe in you, and I know that very soon you'll be in a great place. So that was your reading, pile number 3. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a reading that I upload. Don't forget to click on your notification bell. And please don't forget to check out my productivity book. Pile number 3, you really may need or want to read this book in your journey into achieving your dreams. This book is small, straight to the point, and so you won't procrastinate on reading it. You won't waste your time reading it, but it has all the key advice and secrets to becoming a productive person right away, all while enjoying the process. And so if you're interested in that, you'll find a link to this ebook down in the description box. There's now also an audiobook that you can enjoy and listen to. And pile number 3, it was such a pleasure doing this reading for you. Thank you for tuning in. Wishing you all the best of luck. And I'll catch you in the next reading. Bye.